Tonight, we want to talk about something very uncomfortable: sexual assault. It's prevalent in our everyday lives, yet no one is talking about it. Some universities are shunning victims. Rape kits are piling up. So who is accountable for this crisis? KVUE's Cori Coffin takes a deeper look into whether Texas is doing enough to fight sex crimes.
Rape is a four-letter word no one likes talking about. In fact, you're probably uncomfortable right now just hearing it. Imagine the hundreds of thousands who have lived it. Whether you realize it or not, you know a rape survivor.
The first time it happened,
Ginny Mian was raped.
there was a lot of pain, a lot of yelling.
When she was 5 years old.
I remember I was crying a lot.
In order to understand the problem I'm about to explain, you must first understand the horror a rapist puts someone through.
His face was just, just like just looking at me.
For 17 years, she's pushed the nightmares down.
It happened like multiple times.
Her attackers knew each other.
He was in my room and the second gentleman comes in and he's like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, what a stupid question. What do you mean? What is he doing? Like, he's raping me. That's what he's doing. I'm going to say something. I'm going to tell my mother. And he started laughing. He said he would tell my mom about me wearing her shoes. And that's why.
She was afraid her mom would be mad about the shoes. So she kept silent about multiple rapes from preschool to first grade.
And, you're so little, you don't understand.
Ginny never got a rape kit, but so many others who do feel just as lost. Only 5% of victims will see their rape kit tested in 60 days, 10% in 90 days, and more than half will take longer. Some will take years.
Every single kit that's sitting on a shelf is a person.
Kristen Linnau encounters many of them through Safe Alliance, one of several advocates pushing to end the backlog. At last count, Texas leads the nation in untested kits, nearly 20,000.
If one sexual assault kit goes untested, we have a problem.
Representative Roland Gutierrez is trying to get the state's attention.
What does that say to the victim? I'm sorry, but we didn't test this rape kit. What does that say to them? And so I think that what it says is the state of Texas doesn't give a damn. And that's just a shame. Shame on us. We have to do better.
How did we get here? In 2011, Texas passed a law requiring kits be sent to labs within 30 days. The law also required a count of the backlog. They found 20,000. So they put up $11 million to test all the kits. Fast forward to 2017, there are 3,600 of those kits left. But that doesn't count all that we've built up since 2011, which number in the tens of thousands. State Representative Donna Howard has been working for years to end this problem for good. Where did we go wrong?
The numbers that we're talking about here are unfortunately astronomical.
We are looking at testing kits from the early 1990s.
90s, going on 20 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that we haven't tested thousands of rape kits across the state is criminal in and of itself.
Except it's not. There's no law requiring kits be tested within a certain amount of time, just when feasible. House Bill 1171 sought to change that to 60 days. It failed because it's an unfunded mandate. In other words, it would have required labs test the kits whether or not Texas picked up the tab.
Who's responsible for this issue?
I believe that it's the legislature, that we as legislators, when we look at the budget, determine what the priorities are whenever we fund them.
And while State Representative Victoria Nyave is happy the House Appropriations Committee added $4.2 million dedicated solely to ending the backlog,
it's not enough.
Kits cost anywhere between $500 and $2,000 each. So testing 20,000, for example, would cost the state $10 to $40 million. Even if the money was there, Greg Cox with the Travis County District Attorney's Office tells me the state doesn't have the capacity.
There are only so many scientists even qualified to do this kind of testing, only so many labs.
There are 19 labs in Texas, and in Austin, the Shutter DNA Lab's pending cases flooded the market.
We didn't understand potentially the gravity or the depths of challenges that we had.
At the last audit, Austin Police Department's Assistant Chief Troy Gay counted more than 2,500 cases awaiting DNA testing. 2/3 of those are sexual assault kits. And testing them could also ensure your safety. The DNA in these kits is often connected to other unsolved cases, identifying repeat criminals living in our communities or exonerating the innocent.
These people are still alive. I want justice, and I want them to pay for what they did.
Who's at fault here for this whole debacle?
I don't think we can place it on any one party or any one system. I think it's a variety of factors. I think society ignores sexual violence.
Like with Jasmine Hernandez, she's the only survivor to come forward publicly in the Baylor sexual assault scandal.
It's not just neglect at this point, it's a complete turnaround of the culture within the administration of the school.
Baylor police turned her away because it didn't happen on campus. She went to see a psychologist. They told her they were booked through the entire semester.
There's this whole group of us that are kind of getting left behind. It's just this kind of re-amplification of the knowledge that they're really not doing anything to fix the damage.
Women were threatened with their scholarships. Women were threatened of expulsion because while they were getting raped, if they were drinking at a party, the university had a problem with that.
125 reported cases. Hernandez's attacker is one of only 2 Baylor students to be convicted, and the other case has been overturned on appeal.
I feel very lucky that my case worked out.
Did you catch that? A rape victim says she feels lucky just because her predator sits in jail, while so many others don't.
I think it definitely scarred me for life. It changed a lot of things for me.
Because she didn't report her rape, Ginny may never get justice like Jasmine. But neither will any other victim who did report, whose kit sits collecting dust. So here's your takeaway. Even at 20,000 kits, it would cost the state a maximum of $40 million. We're spending $4.2 of the state's $218 billion budget. That would be 0.02%. More money is spent on enforcing bingo laws, film and music marketing, and beautifying the Capitol. It's not if these lawmakers have the money, it's what they choose to spend it on.
Now, there are a handful of bills filed at the Capitol this session that hope to tackle parts of this problem. You can read all about them at KVUE.com under this story. But we're not done with this issue yet. We'll be following up with the governor to ask what he's doing to end the backlog in Texas.